Hello, hi YouTube, you're on my channel, and today what I want to talk about is controlling your edges, girl. I'm going to be showing you really what I do to stop my edges from thinning out. And I don't just do this when my hair's in extensions, I do it anyway. Maybe twice a week I do this. But yeah, so what I use to first of all, let me just talk about my edges. Right, my edges are not the fullest. They are quite thin, and actually they used to be worse. They've grown back, so this is them in a better state than they were, let's say, in 2011, or well, 2011, 2012. Basically, the first way that I take care of my edges is by making sure that my hair is never ever too tight around here. I don't like it when my hair's pulling. You know, if you've watched my video where I talk about why I became a natural, you will know that, you know, I used to love for my hair to be as tight as possible, whereas now I'm so particular about the edges. I'm just like, if somebody's doing my hair, I'm so cautious about how tight it actually is. And I am known to actually go home, get a comb and pull out the tiny hairs at the front. I don't have baby hairs, I just have very tiny hairs at the front. So yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I make sure that the hair is very loose around here. What products do I use to ensure that my edges are thick? Oh well, not thick, but that they're growing and that they're not thinning. I don't personally think that I can get any more hair at the front. I just think I'm one of these people who have very thin edges, but nonetheless I want to maintain it. And what I use is my beloved castor oil in a little mix that I make. So what I normally do is I grab this tiny container, and because castor oil is so thick, you don't need that much. You literally need about a drop of it, or just a drizzle. Yeah, so not too much, that's enough. And then what I do next is I add sweet almond oil to the castor oil. Yeah, and then on a separate container, or in this case the lid of my little tub, I put jojoba oil. It's just a lot of oils. Yeah. So maybe I've explained this somewhere else, but jojoba oil is a very good moisturizer, and it also cleanses the scalp. So that's why I use this. Castor oil is very good for thickening hair, and it increases hair growth as well. So that's why I use castor oil in my mix. For sweet almond oil, I use sweet almond oil because it has protein in it, and protein is very good for strengthening hair. So the sweet almond oil is a good sealant, and it has protein in it. Now what I do first, you've probably watched enough videos to know that as a natural, you always, not even just as a natural, I think even if you're relaxed, you should always make sure that water is your base. ingredient, product, whatever. So what I do first is I spray my water mix, and my water mix, it's not really heat beat but the what's inside here is olive oil, water, glycerine, and a few drops of tea tree oil. The reason why I have tea tree oil in this is because my scalp gets very itchy, it gets dry, and you know, before I started to use tea tree oil, I used to get very flaky scalp, and I find that using this actually stops my scalp from over flaking, and it stops it from itching like mad. So that's why I use this spray. But anyway, so what I normally do is I spray my edges with my water mix. You need to make sure that you really get water in there. Obviously you don't want to soak your hair, but for me this is actually like a little wash. I just want my edges to be clean and not clogged or anything like that. So then what I do is I dry it. It's all part of the cleaning process, all part of it. Yeah. I just towel dry, and this is 100% cotton. You don't really want to use anything that's super harsh, and this is, I know it looks harsh, but it's really not. It's very soft cotton. And then what I do is I go in first with the jojoba oil. So I go in with the lid first, and all I do is I apply it to my edges like this, and I always go between here as well, because you know, the front of your hair, girl, you don't really want to overdo it. Now once that's done, I go in with my castor oil and sweet almond oil mix. You don't have to mix, you don't have to add the almond oil. You can just go straight in with the castor oil. It will work just as well, but you definitely need to have the castor oil. And that's it. You don't need to do too much with it, you know? And you just have to be very gentle with the hair. And then what I do with the rest is I apply it to my scalp, to the nape of to the nape as well. Actually, I forgot to mention that I do that as well. Nothing worse than the girl with no hair at the back, and I know because I used to be that girl, but luckily the back is quite thick, and it's quite long actually. I sprayed my hair today, and I was giving it the treatment. So that's how I take care of my edges. What I'm gonna do now is just allow it to to set into my scalp, and then what I will do is then put on my silk scarf, just wrap it around loosely, and then I'll go to sleep. But you know, always making sure that the hair isn't pulling and that it's not too tight. So I hope that was helpful. I will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.